up how bizarre this week has been for you personally?
It's been a bizarre week for everyone. I mean, the whole world's sort of in this at the moment, and it's so much changes each and every day. I suppose for myself, it's just been look after your family, especially look after our little fella, Belinda, and then look after our family and our friends too. And that's I think that's probably the most important thing for everyone at the moment is to just take care of one another and make sure we get through this as quick as we can and as healthy as we can.
Are you able to reflect on a few of your fondest memories at the club?
I've been here 12 years. There's plenty of fond memories. A couple that really stand out. I mean, I still remember playing Hawthorn at the MCG for my first game, and I remember the first step I crossed over the line, and I had my brother and my family and a whole heap of friends that came in from Upway, and I remember the roar from just the certain pocket that they were sitting in when I stood onto the ground, and that's something that I'll remember forever. Playing in grand final was huge too, 2017. Although we didn't get the result, but it's still something that I'll remember forever. And to think back when I was a kid, you always dreamed of playing on grand final day, and hopefully we get back there and get a better result.
Do you think that playing in an empty stadium will be an advantage or a disadvantage?
I mean, it's all how you attack the game, really. I mean, I love our fans, and I'm so disappointed for them that they can't be there. I mean, they've been a huge part of why I love Adelaide and why we love this footy club. But in saying that, we don't play football just for the crowd noise. I mean, guys can't wait. Our training session today was so sharp. I think guys are just really keen to kick the footy around and have something else to take their mind off pretty much the coronavirus.
What has been done to mentally prepare the players for this situation?
I mean, yesterday we had a day off, and we certainly urged everyone to go use that day off to freshen up. I mean, this has sort of consumed everyone, and it's all anyone wants to talk about. And yesterday we were all sitting around waiting eagerly to hear if we were playing football. So I think you would have found a lot of guys went out and either played golf or had a surf or did something that they loved doing, just to try and relax a little bit and think about something different. I mean, I know I headed straight down to Waipinga Beach, and I mean, there's no reception down there. Had a surf. There's a few other boys out, and that was the best way to spend a day off.
As a AFLPA board member, what role did you play this week? And from that perspective, how difficult are these circumstances?
Yeah, I mean, they're incredibly difficult because you're taking into consideration players' welfare, families' welfare. I mean, a lot of players have little kids. I mean, just even personally, I've got a lot of family members that are either pregnant, and I've got older parents, got grandparents, and you've really got to take into consideration everyone. So it's been a really difficult week because there are so many different opinions. But I mean, the whole AFL industry, and that's players, coaches, clubs, AFL, have all made a collective decision to play football, and that's pretty much to help minimise the financial impact that it's going to have on everyone, really. It impacts everyone far and wide. So, I mean, everyone's got to play a role to help minimise that.
What challenges does this sort of build-up pose mentally for you as a player?
I haven't really felt many challenges yet. I mean, it's sort of, for us, it really feels like business as usual. You wouldn't know that there's no crowd there until you run out on the ground. So that'll be the bit we prepare for, is running out on the ground, who can have the most fun and who can enjoy it the most, really. That's probably our challenge as a group. We've certainly set that to each other, is like, who's going to have the most fun with this, and that's what we want to see.
What will it be like celebrating your 200th game in front of about 50 people?
Yeah, I mean, it'll certainly be different. Very different to what we've always had. I mean, we've always played in front of 40 to 50,000. We've been so lucky to be able to do that. That's every home game at Adelaide Oval, 40, 50,000 people cheering you on. So, I mean, it's just something different that I'll certainly remember forever.
Will we see you going head-to-head with Josh Kennedy, and how hard is it to stop a player like him at stoppages?
Yeah, he's an absolute brute. I mean, we played on each other, I reckon, last year early on, and he's an absolute star. And he's so hard to stop. He's a big boy, big body. But it's those challenges. I mean, I've always enjoyed playing. That's why I play football, because you get to play against the best players and those that you respect the most. And he's certainly one that I've certainly respected over my 12 years.
Given you couldn't imagine this kind of situation happening, has the club indicated that you'll get all the fanfare when the fans are actually able to attend the game again for your 200th?
That's something I'll definitely look to do. I mean, to celebrate with the fans, because they're a huge part of everyone's career, but to certainly thank them too, because they've been a huge part of supporting myself and my family throughout this whole journey. So I do. I love the fans. I love you all. I'm sorry you're not going to be there, but I'll certainly celebrate with you at some point, I promise.
That's great. What were your thoughts about being drafted to the Crows then versus now? Did you have the go-home thoughts as strongly as others?
Wow, all right. So when I first got drafted, I remember, because I was pretty close with Hamish Ogilvie, our head recruiter, and he was very keen and I wasn't so keen. And I remember when my name got read out to come to Adelaide, I was like, oh, this would be great. It was first like excited to get drafted, and then I was like, all right, Adelaide, all right, I'll probably be there 2 years and I'll come back and play the rest of my career in Melbourne. And here I am 12 years later, and I'll finish my career here. So, I mean, that was just an 18-year-old boy thinking about it. Once you get over here, you meet the people, the environment that you're in. I mean, I came in and Simon Goodwin, Nathan Van Berlo, Scott Thompson, Andrew McLeod, Tyson Edwards, Ben Rutten. There's some pretty good names, and instantly I had a great bunch of mates who I still stay in contact with, and I'll stay in contact with forever. So, as I've said plenty of times, I love Adelaide, I love the footy club, I love South Australia as a whole. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful states that I've visited, and there's still parts of it I haven't gotten to yet.
Alrighty, with the training the club atmosphere a little bit different at the moment, can you give us an insight into the situation?
Well, I guess training outside, I mean, we train in front of no one anyway, so it's perfect preparation for the weekend's game. So, I mean, we've adjusted weights, probably smaller groups for certain sessions around the footy club, but otherwise, yeah, training's still been as enjoyable.
What was your reaction when you found out the games were going ahead?
Look, obviously, everyone wants to play football. I think everyone loves the joy it brings them, the passion it brings them. But the result of playing football is we're going to have to adjust probably your personal lives a little bit too. So there's plenty of, I suppose, sacrifices that come with it. I mean, I probably won't see a family for maybe 6 months just because I won't be able to fly. It's probably too risky to fly. As I mentioned before, we've got some family members that are pregnant and that kind of thing, and it's still unknown what this virus does to people in that demographic. So it's great we're playing footy, but it certainly comes at a little cost as well.
I guess you probably just touched on this, but were there any concerns on your behalf? Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, absolutely. There's always a couple of concerns. I mean, I've got a little boy who's 6 months old, and yeah, I'm not a doctor, and I have no idea how it really affects little kids, and I'm hearing it doesn't too much, but that's something that I suppose any parent would be concerned about. And then, as I said before, like family members that fit in certain demographics that are at higher risk, that's certainly concerning from my behalf. But I mean, you just have to adjust, and I think that's what we're going to have to do as an industry. I mean, everyone's going to have to sacrifice something little if we want to play football. So, not being able to see these people will certainly be something that it makes me a little sad, but it's something we just all have to do to help the industry.
Were you disappointed that AFL maintained a 17-game season?
No, not at all. I mean, the players' stance on playing as many games as possible was more to do their part in helping the industry not cop a massive financial loss. So that was the only reason for it, was whatever we needed to do as players to help the industry out, we were keen on doing, but we're all incredibly happy to play just one game, let alone 17.
How does the prospect of a 20% pay cut sit with you?
as I've mentioned earlier in this press conference, I don't even have to say that. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, everyone has to sacrifice something little if we are to get through this together and get through this as an industry. And whatever those sacrifices are, whether it be personal or, as I said before, some of us won't get to see family members for a fair while as well. I mean, that for me is probably the biggest sacrifice. But yeah, I mean, you're going to see everyone take a little hit, which is going to be hard, especially hard on clubs, people inside of footy clubs. But what I would say is the health and well-being of people, family, kids is far more important to me than anything else.
Is some of your family allowed to go to the game?
I think that's still up in the air. I mean, I'd love more than anything to have my family there. I mean, 200 games, you get there because of the people around you. And for me, I've made 200 games because of my family and a lot of friends who I did plan on having them at the game, but they won't be able to make it. But I would not have played 200 games if it wasn't for mum, dad, my brother, my sister, a whole range of friends, my wife especially. But these people play a huge part, and it's them that I want to celebrate with and them that I want to celebrate for, because it's their milestone.
What do you think it'll be like for someone that could potentially make their debut in this scenario?
Again, it'd be something very unique. We're not going to see this probably happen, I hope not, ever again after this season. So still, they get to debut in an AFL side, and that'd be the most exciting thing, I think, for them. I don't think they'd care how many people are there, as long as their family get to watch. I think they'd be pretty pumped to play.
What is it about Fisher that's impressed you this pre-season?
Fisher's just slotted in from day one seamlessly. He looks like a mature age recruit, and he's 18, which is kind of scary, but I feel like he's been here for 4 years already, and I really hope he gets a game of footy because his pre-season's been outstanding.
How will the shortened game time affect your team? Do you think it could benefit a young list?
I haven't put too much thought into that. The shortened game time will be, it's just what it is. I think we've got plenty of guys that we can rotate through the midfield, keep some speed on it. So I look forward to it.
Do you think the squad will be able to handle some potential short turnarounds between games?
Yeah, our squad's really healthy at the moment. We've got a really healthy list, so some short turnarounds would be great. I mean, we always love short turnarounds. We've played better off them just because it's more about recovery, I think.
Right, we're nearly there. How do you see this changing the AFL going forward?
Not sure yet. I mean, I think this year's just got to, I think at the moment we've just got to focus on just getting through game by game and just getting this season underway and getting through as much of this season as we possibly can. And once we've done that, we can maybe see what works and what didn't work. But considering we're probably the only sport in the world really playing at the moment, there's probably a bit of growth internationally, I'd say. I don't know, you might see people in the States tuning into AFL football and them watching us and seeing us play, so that could be some potential growth.
Did you have to convince any of your Crows teammates that playing was the right decision?
Well, what we're going through at the moment is far greater than football or anything, so everyone's more than entitled to their own opinion, and we'd never try and sway anyone's opinion on this matter.
On the game, can you give us any team news, and will any players be making their debut for the Crows?
Oh, well, I hope there's some debutants, but again, I don't even think the Nixie's gotten around to everyone yet, so I'd imagine he'll be doing that this Arvo.
What has the team worked on since the Gold Coast game at no longer?
All we've worked on is what we've worked on all summer. I mean, we've continued to train our contest and really drive hard on our defensive part of the game. But some of the parts of the Gold Coast game is we actually found we could have used that ground a bit better to our advantage. Could have stayed in the corridor a bit more and could have played a bit more direct to goal, I would have thought.
Do you think the team will again go smaller in the forward line as you did against the Suns, or will some height be added to help out Darcy and Six?
Yeah, I think you'll find Nixie sitting on the selection table right now with Mickey Godden, Benny Hart and the rest of them, and they're probably arguing that exact point. So I'll let them decide that one.